Hello everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel Football Fan 148, and
in some ways,
yep,
we were talking off there.
Today is especially a really big day because it's the World Cup group stage draw. It's the World Cup group stage draw today. Really exciting day this for everyone, really. So yeah, actually, let me just remind you of Qatar group draw. Yeah, let me just remind you of the rules and how it works and everything. Let me just remind you of how it works. So, actually how the World Cup draws. Per the official World Cup draw procedure, a team will be selected from each pot, beginning with pot 1 and proceeding to pot 4. Now, the first team selected from each pot will go into Group A, the second into Group B, and so on until the pot's emptied. Now, then teams will now officially, geographic restrictions are also in play, and that means that teams hailing from the same region or the same continent cannot be drawn in the same group, except in the case of Europe. Since there are 13 European countries involved in the draw, the rules established a maximum of 2 European teams in any one group. If a team is picked out of the pot into a group which represents a geographic restriction, then that team is allocated to the next group in line. For example, if a team cannot be part of Group B, it will be placed in Group C. Then the next team drawn will fill the Group B spot that was bypassed. Now, all Group 1 teams are then automatically assigned the group designation of A1, B1, C1, and so on through Group H. However, for teams in pots 2 to 4, there is a different method to determine their group placement. Now, after a team from pot 2 to 4 is selected for a specific group, the team's group placement will be determined by selection from a different bowl. For example, if a team is picked to be in Group D, then its placement in the group will be determined by a selection of a D2, D3, or D4 ball from a pot. Now, why this group placement important? Now, why is the group placement? Sorry, guys. Why is this group placement important to be randomly selected? It determines the order of the group matches that are going to be played. Now, the matchups are then predetermined on the different days depending on the placement in the group. Although each team has to face the others in the group either way, the order of matches is left to chance. Now, the kickoff times and stadiums. Now, FIFA has already made it clear that although we know the matchups, the world governing body will go back and assign kickoff times and stadiums to each matchup after the draw to take into account TV windows in specific countries as well as travel inside Qatar for fans. Now the complete match schedule with times and venues will come at a later date. Yeah. So that is how the draw is officially going to be done. So yeah. Now let me just remind you guys that also that 3 places are still up for grabs, and those 3 places determined by teams in the UEFA playoff and the two intercontinental playoffs. Now the Euro playoff final will be played by Wales, and they'll either be playing Scotland or Ukraine. Now, in the Intercontinental Playoff 1, the matches for that will be Costa Rica versus New Zealand, and the UAE or Australia versus Peru. No. Oh, I have no idea what about the other one, to be honest, guys. But I really want to see some interesting stadiums now. Just having a look at some of the stadiums, guys. Some of the stadiums that are going to be at Qatar itself. Now, of course, Al Rayyan. Now, Al Rayyan has got a stadium called the Ahmad bin Ali Stadium, and that is got a 40,000 person capacity. So there's another stadium there called the Education City Stadium that again has a 40,000 person capacity. Yeah, some very interesting stadiums, I have to admit. Now, also in Al Wakrah, it's got the Al Janoub Stadium, again 40,000 person capacity. Al Khor has got the Al Bayt Stadium that's got a 60,000 person capacity. Now Doha itself, the capital, has got the Al Thumama Stadium that's got a 60,000 person capacity, and of course another stadium called the 974 Stadium that's got a 40,000 person capacity. And of course they got the Khalifa International Stadium that's got a 45,000 person capacity. In Lusail, it's got the Lusail Stadium itself with an 80,000 person capacity. I'm guessing that's where the final is probably going to be held of the World Cup. Where a World Cup final probably be held. Yeah, so some very, very big stadiums. Now let me just remind you of the stadiums again. We got the Al Bayt Stadium, the Ahmad bin Ali Stadium, the Education City Stadium, the Khalifa International Stadium, Stadium 974, the Lusail Stadium, the Al Thumama Stadium, and the Al Janoub Stadium. Yeah, some very, very, very big stadiums in my view.
Visit Qatar.
And we've got to be very, very close to the start. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm just going to change something up. There we go. Just changing something up there, guys.
And I think the nature of these tournaments is it allows people from different walks of life to be able to experience and understand different cultures. Have you been able to, Dan, in the time that you have been out there, to get any sense of what the general experience would be for a fan travelling in Qatar?
Who is that?
Well, it'll be groundbreaking. It'll be unique, Mark, in several ways. First World Cup in the Middle East, the first big stage.
Oh, I'm guessing that must be the BBC Sport correspondent.
All 8 stadiums, would you believe it, within just a few miles of each other. It means because of the way that the kickoffs are staggered, that fans might even be able to go to several matches a day if they're so inclined.
Yeah, so.
Pressure on hotel accommodation. Thousands of fans will need to.
Yeah, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to those stadiums being built, the very sad thing is that loads of people have lost their lives because of it. Because in February 2021, The Guardian came out and said that 6,500 migrant workers from India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka have died in Qatar since it won its World Cup bid. Now, the deaths, which were reported by authorities in 5 Asian countries, were not categorized by occupation or place of work, but the labour rights group Fair Square said it was likely that many of those who died had been working on World Cup infrastructure projects. Now, Qatar's government officially went and said that the figures were an overestimate, but they include thousands of foreigners who died after living and working there for many years. Now, it says many would have been working in jobs unrelated to the building industry. Now, Qatar also says that between 2014 and 2020, there were 37 deaths among labourers building World Cup stadiums. Now, it says 34 of those who died were non-work related. Now, officially, the International Labour Organization, the ILO, says Qatar has not counted sudden and unexpected deaths amongst labourers. Now, it says these include fatal heart attacks and respiratory failure caused by heat stroke, recorded as being from natural causes rather than work-related. Now, it says that 50 workers died and more than 500 others were seriously injured in Qatar in 2021 alone, and another 37,600 suffered mild to moderate injuries. It's just so sad to hear that people on World Cup stadiums have just absolutely been like that. So sad. Indeed.
That's why I said before Christmas, this is complicated. And when you explain it like that, you cannot disagree. It is a complicated society. Yeah, I mean, we've seen the last couple of years, footballers using their platform and their voice in a really positive way, taking the knee. Jordan Henderson doing great work in regards to the Premier League in the pandemic for the NHS. Marcus Rashford taking on the government for free school meals. So yeah, we have a group of players and a manager.
I mean, really, guys. I mean, again, though, you just think like how these human rights issues in Qatar have absolutely been. I mean, we got better human rights record than they have over there, really. Just absolutely, it's so sad. Really, it is.
The decision to give Russia and Qatar the World Cup raised eyebrows then, and still does now. Bearing in
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, really, guys, I cannot believe that these countries were actually given the bids for these World Cups. I mean, in Russia, I don't think people were too happy about it then, but also with Qatar, I mean, people were like absolutely astounded by the decision to host it there because of what was happening. I mean, people were saying it was clearly a bribe and all, but really, it was just absolutely astounding. Definitely looks like it isn't going well in sports. People want to join yeah. Yeah, it's just so saddening, guys. So saddening that it's just happened, you know. It's really, guys. It's absolutely. What time does this draw happen? What time does it start? What time does this draw officially start at? Huh. Okay, guys. Also, we just found out that apparently, the Ukrainian football expert has said that it's increasingly likely that Scotland's World Cup playoff match against Ukraine will go ahead in June. Now, the match had been called off because of the invasion of Russia, with the match having been due to being played at Hampton last week, with the winner then playing Wales for a place in the tournament. Now, it was rescheduled for June after Russia invaded, but officially it looks like that game is going to be going ahead. Yeah. Yeah, of course guys, we got part one. We got 8 teams in all pots. Of course, guys. So, you know, we got Qatar, Brazil, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, Spain, and Portugal in pot 1. In pot 2, we got Mexico, the Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, and Croatia. In pot 3, we got Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, South Korea, and Tunisia. And in pot 4, we got Cameroon, Canada, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, the UEFA playoff winners, the Intercontinental Playoff 1 winners, and the Intercontinental Playoff 2 winners. So,
final 3 slots won't actually be decided until the remaining playoffs are completed, and that will be in June. 2 of them are intercontinental matches. The remaining European places, we were saying earlier, will go to either Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine.
Yeah, so officially the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 playoff matches. So we got Wales versus Scotland or Ukraine for the right to see who's going to Qatar. We also, and of course, the intercontinental playoff matches. We got Costa Rica versus New Zealand. That's one of the playoff final matches, and we also got Peru versus either the UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates, or Australia to see who will be going to the World Cup itself. Yeah. Yeah. I so remember this World Cup, guys. Yeah. Yeah. The day that you know what, I just cannot watch that game, guys. I mean, it's just like so. I mean, just watching that game, just watching back what happened in 2018, just absolutely shocking. Wait a minute, why is that in the way there? Why is that literally in the way? Hang on a second. Let me just move that over for a second. There we go. That's sorted. Yeah, just watching that. Watch what happened there, guys. I mean, it's just so. You know, what's the word for it? Oh God, it's just so disappointing to see what happened. Yeah. So, what time is it officially starting? Yeah, I know it's like 4:45 start, but literally, like, what time is it officially like starting? Yeah.
Play teams from different continents because.
Yeah, just try. watch it. I'm just literally trying to find out what time the actual time is for the draw. Oh, what time does it start? Yeah, what time? It's like midday. What time is it for the UK? Because I've got to go, literally. Yeah, no, that's the US. The fish doesn't say anything about England. Because what time does it officially start? Does it say? Oh, still doesn't say. Still does not officially say. Flaming Evening Standard. How long have we got? It's late. 5 p.m. Then why isn't it officially started yet? On. Should have started by now. Oh. Blimey. Ugh. Apparently the draw won't be happening for a bit yet, guys. It's a bit annoying. This is a bit annoying indeed. Oh, blimey. When does it actually start then? So annoying, guys. Oh. Literally, you try and wait for World Cup. Okay, so, guys, I literally just got off here. Right, our best possible group scenario, the best case scenario is we get the USA, Tunisia, and Saudi Arabia. Now, the worst case scenario is England is us getting Germany, Senegal, or Peru. So, yeah, that's literally our worst case scenario. But considering what we did against Germany at Euro 2021, considering that, I think it is possible. It's possible, definitely. I mean, we've done it before. Yeah, I mean, really, guys. I mean, really, just consider where England are right now. But when you look at where England were when they got beat by Iceland in Euro 2016 to now, I mean, the improvement in the attitude and ability and the pool of players that Gareth has available. I mean, the youngsters that have come through, the likes of Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, and Bakayoko Saka. Also up front, then the likes of Jack Grealish. As well. I mean, so many talented young players in that squad. I mean, defensively, we really could have an issue. We said that in just like the last two tournaments. But when you look at the performances of players for their clubs, there is more of a concern. But this England will believe that they can go that little step further than they did in Russia last year, and really win this. Where were you today? Oh God, really? We're going on about that now, are we? Oh, issues. Just really had some, really, just having a few issues, especially toe and everything. I had to go. Had a foot assessment and everything on how my foot is doing. So I had to go there, get that officially sorted out, everything. So yeah, it was just really a lot of stuff on my foot, about my foot and my toe, for instance. What tournament? Dan, what are you going on about? Seriously. I never knew anything about a tournament today. Now, what tournament was that? Seriously. Why didn't you turn up for the tournament? Dan, I just said. If you were listening, I said that I've been having a few issues with my foot. Craig and Emma have known that for ages. Did you let Emma and Craig know? Well, no, because because in fairness, I did literally find it out last minute. Literally found it out literally 15 minutes before I was supposed to go in. So yeah, and also my phone was still charging up at the time. So yeah, it's just really, it's a mess. Let's just say that. Just a complete mess with everything. My life at the minute. Mental health, stability is really not exactly going well. But you could still let them know. How the hell am I supposed to let them know when my phone's nearly flat? And it's on charge, Dan. So how the hell am I supposed to do that? Seriously. Blimey. But still, getting back to the World Cup though, guys. Really don't know how the heck Qatar have come to host this World Cup. It's controversial, really it is. Really, I mean, really. We're just saying right now, seriously, just going back to that, just still cannot believe how that, it just goes like that. Via text, you can text whilst on charge. Oh. Well, I did not know. Is it snowing again? Swear it is. I'll be back in the tick, guys. Hang on a minute. I'm not exactly sure about this, but I've got a feeling it might be snowing again. Via text, you can text what? Well, my phone's never actually allowed to text me. We speak on Monday. Now I'm not exactly sure about Monday, Dan, because you know what it is this weekend. You know what it is this weekend. Yeah, so, yeah, Dan, literally, yeah, I will have a good weekend, Dan, because of 2 words. WrestleMania! Yeah. Yeah, officially the FIFA president's come out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Dan. It's literally WrestleMania this weekend. Brock the win? No, no, no. Now, officially, guys, when you'll officially know what I'm about to do. And Dan, when I do this, you'll probably know who the heck I'm going to be rooting for come Sunday. I'm probably going to be voting. I'm probably going to be voting for. Acknowledge him. Yeah. So Dan, you'll probably know who I'm going for this Sunday. Come this Sunday, I am going to be going for. I'll be rooting on the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the Universal Champion, and soon to be your WWE Champion, Roman Reigns. I got Roman to win Sunday, guys. I so got Roman to win Sunday. Oh, blimey. How long is this work? How long have we got? This draw. It's supposed to start at 5 o'clock. This pants Roman who? Oh, we're not starting that again. Roman Reigns is better than Lesnar in every single way. Roman Reigns is absolutely brilliant. I mean, what he does, seriously, he's like the best heel in WWE right now. I mean, seriously. He's like the best guy for the job. I mean, the way he's absolutely done it. No, I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of that. Yeah, just anyone brings anything up about AEW, that is gonna be instantly deleted like the message, guys. Because seriously, I can just not stand AEW. Seriously, absolutely terrible. It's dreadful. Oh, we just literally watch it. No, it ain't. Yeah. Oh, that's not a bit of skill. Oof, nice finish. Not bad finish either, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just literally watching a few like moments from over the years, guys, right now. Yeah, and I also got one word for you, Dad. When you mentioned CM Punk, I got another word for you that's even better. Seth Rollins! That's my word for you. That's my word. Bye, David. Talk Monday. Yeah, talk Monday. Well, unless you see me when I turn up at the club tonight for kicks, then I'd know if we'll talk Monday, Dan, or if we'll speak to each other before I briefly go and play a bit of football with kicks. So, yeah, who knows? You may see me tonight, you may not. Bulgaria beat Germany. Oh, blimey, what a thumping header that is. Not there tonight. Right. And got Argentina. Messi, Barca, oh, what a finish that was, moment. So, we have reached semi-finals. Oh, it's probably penalty shootout or something. Still cannot believe they beat Spain. Italy defeat Germany in a classic. That'll probably been recent. Been my most recent ones I know of. Right, what's the score in that? Ghana denied by Suarez. Oh, I remember this. I so remember this. Because I think it was like one of those nights where me and Grandad, we stayed up to watch it. And it was one of those. Oh, now this I remember. Well, I remember like hearing it on the news. Remember, like I couldn't stop like hearing about it. I remember literally. Can't remember that. Oh, and I remember watching this because this was the last World Cup. The France winning it. Yep, just a few classic moments there, guys. Well, luckily we won't have to switch over because we're watching it on the BBC Sport website, guys. So this is good. Yeah. The World Cup. Yeah. And hopefully that World Cup trophy will be coming home with England. There it is. The official World Cup itself. Yep, there it is. The glorious World Cup trophy. Didier Deschamps. Of course, this man, absolute France legend. So, yeah, I really hope, guys, this is going to be one of those draws that's going to be good. You know? Oh, blimey, father and son. Interesting. I mean, that trophy, guys, hopefully that'll be the one England will be holding in their hands come the time the World Cup ends in December. I really hope so. I mean, he's a two-time World Cup winner. I mean, really? Didier Deschamps, when did he have to... Yeah, let's officially have a look. Let me have a look. Just have a look with France then. Oh, he played for Chelsea, did he? Yeah. Now, trophies, I'm just having a look. Just having a look at France. Let's have a look. Actually, it doesn't exactly say anything about, like, France. Yeah. Oh, 1998 World Cup final, that's why. Yeah. 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 Yeah, and we're ready to bring it. And England are ready to bring it. Yeah. 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 The World Cup. So I'm guessing Jermaine Genius is actually the host. Interesting.
So how exciting is this? We are absolutely delighted to be here for the final draw for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 in Doha. And as you can see, I'm in fine company this evening as part of my co-conductor team. I'm joined by Samantha Johnson, who I know is very excited to get this draw underway this evening. I don't think I have the words to actually describe how I'm feeling right now, but I think excited is definitely one of them, and honoured to be here on such a...
So Samantha Johnson is also another host as well. A serial winner?
Thank you so much for joining us, and I know you are used to nights like this, so can you just tell us what players, how players are feeling and thinking right now?
first off, it's an honor to be here with you all. It's an honor to be on stage at a
Carly Lloyd, of course, she is a two-time FIFA Women's World Cup winner. Carly Lloyd officially retired from the sport.
Lifting that trophy. And I must add, I am extremely proud of our USA men for qualifying for this World Cup. So,
yes, so Carly Lloyd officially did retire. Of course, she's a former soccer player now. She did retire from the sport after taking part in the 2022 FIFA well, of course, taking place at the Tokyo Olympics. She, of course, she retired following the Olympics itself.
Up next, a Nigerian superstar who appeared 73 times
Yeah.
in his country and played at 3 World Cups. It's JJ Okocha.
Yeah. No, I have no idea who the heck this one is. Hold a minute, I think I recognise him from somewhere. I know where he was. Where was he? Yeah.
And he captained Germany to a revenge victory in 1990 against Argentina. Dreadful final, having been by them in a sensational final 4 years earlier. Been in 5 World Cups. So the record has now been equalled by Mexico's Rafael Marquez.
Also joining us this evening, the first male footballer to score 100 international goals is the Iran legend Ali Day.
Finished with a remarkable tally, 109 goals.
109. 109. Oh yes! We're watching a video.
Right, a former Qatar international who was a key figure in their run to the 1981 FIFA World Youth Championship final and represented his nation at the Olympics. He was the first Qatari to ever lift the trophy. Adel Ahmed Malala. They won silver at those FIFA World Youth Championships in 1981. And at the Olympics in 84.
Blimey. He's old. Not saying that in an offensive way. Tim Cahill. Yeah, Tim Cahill. I remember when he was at Everton, he was always a prolific striker. This one, I mean, he was always really getting into the box, creating chances. I mean, trying to get on the score sheet. He was such a prolific striker.
He's a real character. Mexico in the quarterfinals in '86, Costa Rica, USA, and Nigeria beyond the group stage. Got shined into their first finals in 2002. He's 77 now, is Bora. Hugely popular in the coaching fraternity.
And finally, one of Africa's all-time greats who played in 2 FIFA World Cups with Algeria. It's Raba Maja.
He's got the only goal. 2-1 win over West Germany in '82, the first of his 2 World Cups. So scored for Porto when they beat Bayern in the '87 European Cup final. Managed Algeria on several occasions. So good evening to all of our FIFA legends joining us here on stage this evening.
Blimey.
Adele, I'm going to start with a question to you as you played for Qatar. Just tell us, how much does it mean for your country to host the FIFA World Cup?
I reckon they must I reckon the feeling around here must really be something, you know? Just feeling through it.
Qatar qualifying as hosts, of course. First World Cup finals.
Yeah.
Last hosts to win, France 98. They only hosted out in the group stage, South Africa in 2010, but they have their dreams. And it's hugely important that the first ever World Cup in an Arabic nation is a success.
Yeah. I have to agree. First World Cup in a Arabic nation.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Now, there's going to be a few placeholders in the draw this evening. We have the European playoffs set for June, and of course, your beloved Australia in the Intercontinental playoffs as well. Knowing what's at stake this year in Qatar 2022, how will the teams be feeling?
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Look, it's everything.
Yeah, it is everything. To get to a World Cup, I mean, you just really want to give it your all. I mean, I've seen it when you've been in like playoff matches. You always just want to give it your all, and that's all a player can really give is their all. And really, it's just absolutely an honour to get to a World Cup and actually take part in it.
Okay, you ready? Let's go. 32 nations are aiming for glory in Qatar at the FIFA World Cup 2022.
Yeah.
They're divided into 4 pots, each containing 8 teams. So, how are the pots decided? Well, they're based on the latest FIFA Coca-Cola World Ranking. So the 7 top-ranked nations...
FIFA Coca-Cola.
The lowest-ranked teams from the 32 qualifiers are in pot 4, along with 2 intercontinental playoff winners and 1 European winner, all of whom will be decided in June.
Yeah.
Right, let's find your team. In pot 1, we have Qatar, Brazil, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, Spain, and Portugal.
A few big nations there.
Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark.
I think Denmark could definitely maybe prove that team that could definitely come forward and pull off a few shocks, as well as Switzerland.
Islamic Republic of Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland.
I would actually like to see Serbia actually get really far in this tournament. I mean, they've got the players to do it, so I think I would actually like to see how far they get through. And the same for Canada. I mean, they've got some really top quality players in there. I think it would be really interesting to see how they get on.
Once the draw's underway, the teams will be drawn one at a time, starting with pot 1 and ending with pot 4. As the teams are pulled out, they'll go into groups from Group A through to Group H. The teams from pot 1 will go into the first position in each group. Those in pots 2, 3 and 4 don't have pre-assigned group positions. Instead, they'll be drawn randomly into other positions in their respective groups. Got that? So now
Yeah, I think I got it.
no 2 teams from the same qualification zone can be drawn together in the same group. So, for example, you can't have 2 African nations or 2 South American nations in the same group. That means that some teams in pots 2, 3 and 4 may have to be allocated into a different group out of alphabetical order.
Yeah, but
We'll go back to the group.
as for European teams, I mean, we'll definitely. I mean, there's like loads of European teams, so really, you'll have to get a few in the same together.
Okay, that's the technical bit done. Bring on the draw.
Right.
Germany, Cameroon, Iran, Scotland and Wales got Brazil, USA and Japan. Should they go through?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on all of our viewers around the world, it's now time for the start of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. So, Carly, could you remind
So.
Absolutely. So in part one, hosts Qatar, Brazil,
Okay,
Belgium.
we got guys. Part one. We got the hosts Qatar, the latest clubs. Teams in there. We got Brazil, who last won the World Cup. Last time Brazil won a World Cup was, of course, last time they did it was in 2002. Now Belgium, the furthest they've got is of course the semi-finals back in 2018 when they got beaten by France. Of course, we got France there, who of course the 2018 winners of the World Cup. Argentina, now the furthest they've got in the last few years was of course winning the 2014 final was when they were beaten 1-0 by Germany. Now England, of course, the last time they won a World Cup, really long time ago, 1966. The furthest they've got since then was a semi-final against Croatia, which they unfortunately lost last time out. So, of course, we've got Qatar out there in Group A, and England will be England will be in Pot B. So England will be in Pot B. Very, very interesting there. But as I was saying with the teams that are there, Spain, of course, last time they won a World Cup was back in 2010. As for Portugal, they've just gotten the World Cup a few times, but unfortunately, the first, Portugal World Cup. Just have a look. To see where the World Cup, the furthest they got was 1966, where they came third there. They came third in 1966, and just have a look at a few. But the furthest they've got since then was, of course, Germany in 2006, where they finished in fourth place. Portugal did, and of course, so we've got Argentina in Group C. France in Group D, like I said, guys, France in Group D. So I've got, at the minute, I've actually got a couple right. At the minute, we got England in Group B. I said Qatar were in Group A. Doing the predictions earlier. And they're in Group A, and France will be in D1. So the other teams we got left in there, we've got Brazil, Belgium, Spain, and Portugal. Okay, who's out next? It's Spain, the 2010 World Cup winners, beating Holland by a goal to nil thanks to Andres Iniesta scoring that very crucial goal in extra time. And they will be going into Group E. Spain into Group E. Yeah. So next team out is the 2018 semi-finalists, Belgium, who unfortunately got beat by France by 2 goals 2-1 in that World Cup. Oh, I think it was 2-0 actually. Might have been 2-0, it might have been 2-1. I'm not exactly sure, guys, to be honest. So Belgium in Group F. So it'll either be Brazil or Portugal in. So it'll be Brazil and Portugal in Group G and Group H, and in Group G it is Brazil. Brazil in Group G. So now we definitely know that Portugal will be going into Group H. Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Checking this up there.
12 World Cups unbeaten in the last 11 games. G1 for Brazil. We're now down to our final ball. Please take out that final ball, Brazil. This is the manager we saw there.
Yeah, we definitely know that's going to be Portugal in Group H. Portugal, of course, got an absolute record goal scorer in there, Cristiano Ronaldo, of course.
So that'll be Group H for Portugal. Rubber, could you go to pot H?
No.
Lost to Serbia in their last game in the group up that they had to go through qualifying in the last week or so. Turkey and then North Macedonia.
Yeah, of course, Portugal beating North Macedonia and Turkey on their way to getting to this World Cup. Okay, the teams in pot 2, we got Mexico, the Netherlands. Closest they came to winning it was back in 2010, where they of course finished runners-up. Germany, of course, 2014 World Cup winners. Croatia, closest they came to winning a World Cup. Of course, 2018 runners-up. And the first team we got out of it is the Netherlands. So where are the Netherlands going to go? Oh, so the Netherlands are in Group A with Qatar. So they will be in Group A. A for the Netherlands right down there in Group A. So who's out next? Or the United States of America.
So the United States of America will be going into Group B with England, JJ.
So we got the USA, the first time those two teams will be meeting since 2010, and that was actually also at the World Cup, ladies and gentlemen. B3, the USA, so that is not actually bad start. At least we know we won't be playing Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, Croatia, or Mexico. So next. Oh, Mexico going into Group C. Going to be very interesting there. Very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Mexico got through to the, I think it was like 2014 final. They got through the 2014. I think it was around the 16. I'm not exactly sure when Mexico got there. I think it might have been around the 16, or it might have been the quarterfinals. I'm not exactly sure. Then, okay, they're in C3 for Mexico. Oh, Denmark, of course, the semi-finalists at the recent Euro 2021 championships, where unfortunately they were beaten by England by 2-1, thanks to goals from Harry Kane. Thanks to goals from Harry Kane, and I'm not exactly sure who got the other one. I know Harry Kane got one. D3 for Denmark, so in the same group as France. Interesting. Okay, next one. One. Oh! Oh my goodness! Ladies and gentlemen, we got a really big one in Group E, because we got Spain and Germany both going into the same group. Or have we?
There is a reminder for Chelsea fans.
Oh, please tell me we have. Oh, we have, guys. But where Germany going to be placed in that E3? So we have got Spain and Germany in the same group. Blimey, what a match that's going to be. The last time those two met at a World Cup was at least, I think it was 2010. Croatia, the team that, of course, came runners-up in the 2018 World Cup.
Now qualified for 6 and 7 World Cups since their debut in 1998.
So Croatia will be going to Group F, Tim.
Oh, Belgium and Croatia in the same group. Oh, very, very interesting. F4 for Croatia. Okay, so we know that it's either going to be Uruguay or Switzerland in Group G. In Group G or Group H. And in Group G is... Oh, Uruguay. So unfortunately, Brazil and Uruguay can't go into the same group, ladies and gentlemen, because of regulations. They can't go into the same group. So that means that Uruguay will be going into Group H with Portugal. And this means that Switzerland will be going into Group G.
H3 for Uruguay as they join Portugal in Group H. Second game Portugal face. This will be Switzerland.
Switzerland. If I remember rightly, didn't Brazil and Switzerland actually... I remember rightly, guys, didn't Brazil and Switzerland face each other at the 2014 World Cup? So they did. yeah, so it'll be a first meeting with those two clubs since then. So, yeah, first time that's happened.
Conceded 2 goals in qualifying, the best record of any European country. Finished 2 points above Italy, of course.
G3.
For Switzerland, and that concludes the draw for pot 2. We will now move on to pot 3.
Okay, pot 3 now is Senegal. We've got, of course, the African Cup of Nations 2021 winners, Senegal. The IRR, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland. Of course, Poland, they've got Robert Lewandowski, so we don't underestimate them because they've got such a prolific goal scorer in Lewandowski. We also got South Korea and Tunisia. Now, Tunisia.
The Islamic Republic of Iran will be making their third successive appearance at the FIFA World Cup, having also competed at finals in 2014 and 2018.
So we do have another constraint here. They can't go into Group A as they're in the same confederation as Qatar. So they will be going into Group B with England and JJ.
Oh, so England will be playing against Iran. So, ladies and gentlemen, another regulation, unfortunately, since Qatar and Iran are in the same regulation as each other. Iran will be going into Group B with England and the United States of America. So, yeah, so good draw for England so far, I have to admit. Oh, Senegal. So they will be going into Group A.
At the FIFA World Cup for the third time and are one of only 3 African nations to reach the quarterfinals. They have the best win percentage of any African nation at the tournament.
We don't have any constraints here, so we go back alphabetically to pot A.
Yeah, so Senegal will be going into Group A with Qatar and the Netherlands.
Nations beating Egypt in qualifying. Very strong team. Edward Mendy of Chelsea in goal. Mane.
Yeah, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Group Senegal officially. I just remembered. Senegal, they did beat Egypt on penalties to get here. And also Senegal, they have Edouard Mendy of Chelsea in goal. They also have Sadio Mane of Liverpool in attack. So don't underestimate them. Oh, Poland! Poland will be going into Group C. Group C for Poland, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting.
Since 1986, but they do have Robert Lewandowski. There's like Shalinski, Bednarek. It's a top club experience.
Yes, so very, very interesting. Indeed, they'll be going into C4. C4 for Poland.
Argentina and Mexico.
That section for them.
Serbia.
Oh, Serbia will be going into Group D, or will they? Or will they?
So we do have multiple constraints here. We have 2 European teams in groups D, E, and F. So we've had to skip to Group G.
Oh, so Serbia will be going into the same group as Brazil and Switzerland because we got a bit of an issue, guys, because there's 2 European teams in groups D, E, and F. F with France, Denmark, Spain, Germany and Belgium and Croatia already in there. So Serbia will be going into will be in G2. So G2 for Serbia. I don't think we have any problems other from Group H, because we might have an issue with Tunisia. So I don't think we got any problems there. Or have we? Oh, so France and Denmark are being joined by Tunisia in Group D. Oh yes, they did. Yeah, Tunisia, they got beat by England, didn't they? So who's out next? Oh, Japan in the same group as Spain and Germany. Interesting, interesting. I think the last time Japan were in a World Cup was in 2018 when they got through to the, what was it? I think it was the quarterfinals. No, it was either the round of 16 or it might have been the quarterfinals where they almost did a major upset on Belgium. Yeah, so almost a major upset there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Japan actually play in this World Cup, guys.
Morocco are making their 6th FIFA World Cup appearance. Campus Lions made history when they became the first African team to progress beyond the first round in 1986.
So Team Morocco will be going into Group F.
Oh, Morocco in Group F with Belgium and Croatia.
Final matches. They lost to Germany in that 86 in round of 16. She was talking about
F3 for Morocco. So yeah, it's shaping up quite nicely. Of course, the last team we have got in there will be South Korea, and they will be going into Group H with Portugal and Uruguay. I'm just looking at they just had the camera on the Korea Republic guy, and he was pretty much like this, and he was like that. Yeah, didn't exactly look too interested there. H4 for South Korea. So yeah, the final teams will be submitted into pot. And then the final teams are coming into from pot 4.
Intercontinental Playoff 2 winner between Costa Rica and New Zealand, and the European Playoff winner between Wales and either Scotland or Ukraine.
well done. Bora, could you please do the honours? Yes, time to go. Give them a good mix and draw that first ball, please. Anything could happen with Bora. Has done a dress rehearsal.
Anything could happen. So we got the IC playoff 1. That will be between So I see playoff 1 will be completing a group D, and let me just remind you that of course the IC, you see there, let me on there. So IC part 1 is into group IC playoff 1, sorry, is in group D.
This is Ecuador's fourth World Cup appearance. They made their debut in 2002. Their best performance came in 2006 when they reached the round of 16.
Don't we should.
We will now go back alphabetically to Group A. So JJ.
So Ecuador in Group A. So that is Group A, all done and dusted. All done and dusted. We'll officially be giving you all the latest. We'll be giving you the final teams from each group right at the end of this draw, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Existence. They lost to England in 2006. Talking about the best ever run when they reached the round of 16. They missed last time round.
2006. Okay, next team out.
Can't go into England's group.
No, Saudi Arabia can't go into England's group because Saudi Arabia are in the same.
We do have a constraint here. They can't go into Group B as they are the same confederation as the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Yeah, so Saudi Arabia will not go into England's group because they're in the same area or continent as Iran. So they'll go into Group C and complete that group. C2 there. That's Group C completed. So we've got Group A, Group C, and Group D complete.
Against Argentina, they Renard, the coach there, once Cambridge United. Famously with Zambia and Morocco, he took them to the World Cup finals in 18, first in 20 years. This is juicy.
This is both two.
Can't happen. So we do have another constraint here in Group B. They can't go into Group B as they're in the same confederation as the USA. So we jump to Group E. So that is you, Tim.
Huh?
That final ball.
Who's the IC? Who's IC again? Oh yeah, Costa Republic. Yeah, Costa Republic, close to USA. Yeah, I mean they're not that far off, are they? I mean they're just like a little island off the coastal areas there, so quite close to the USA and Mexico, to be honest. So now next. European playoff.
Wales, if they get through, will be in England's group. So they will be going into Group B.
Oh, so that is Group B. So the European playoff is officially in England's group. They'll be in B4. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. England's group not looking too bad, guys. Really, to be intriguing here. Really not too bad. I'll get the ball undone then. Oh, this guy really isn't exactly great when it comes to balls. Okay, Group F. Cameroon will be going into group. They'll be going into. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, of course. So they'll be going into Group G and completing that. But I think I can definitely say that I think Group. I think. Yeah, I don't think. Group G will suit Cameroon much, guys. So it's either Ghana and Canada in there. So I think it's pretty much going to be Canada going into Group F. No, that's a problem in general, because Ghana's in the same constituent as Morocco. So Ghana will be in Group H. So that will be that group done. H2 there. To there. Ghana done there. And the final team, which will be Canada, will go into Group F.
Participating in their second FIFA World Cup 36 years after their debut in 1986.
36 years, blimey.
Of qualifying for Qatar 2022.
So they will be going into Group F. Tim, we have the pleasure of drawing the final ball.
Yeah, Tim K here will officially be drawing the final ball of pot 4 and of this FIFA World Cup group stage draw.
Canada, and that concludes the draw for this evening. It really is time to get excited and to get ready for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. 64 matches will take place. So let's take another look at the groups.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I can now confirm the groups for you now. In Group A, we have Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. In Group B, we have England, Iran, the USA, and the winner of Wales versus either Scotland or Ukraine. In Group C, we have Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. In Group D, we have France, the winner of the Intercontinental Playoff 1, Denmark, and Tunisia. In Group E, we have Spain, the winner of the Intercontinental Playoff 2, Germany, and Japan. In Group F, we have Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. In Group G, we have Brazil. We have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. And in Group H, we have Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea. Of course, guys, the Group C, the Intercontinental Playoff 1, the winner of that will be I think it's Peru versus New Zealand versus Peru versus either the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, or Australia will be in Group E, and of course Costa Rica versus New Zealand. The Intercontinental Playoff 1 will be in Group D, ladies and gentlemen.
Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia.
So that is the draw completed, guys. I have to admit, some of these groups are actually really, really interesting. I mean, if we have a look at the group, if we have a look at it again, let's have a look at the draw again. So we've got, so ladies and gentlemen, I mean, some of the draws here are actually quite interesting. I mean, we got, oh, was actually wrong, guys. Sorry. Group, the UAE or Australia / Peru. That will be, of course, the Intercontinental Playoff 2 will be, of course, the UAE / Australia or Peru. Of course, the Intercontinental Playoff 2.
They will be pleased to have gone into that group and avoided.
Yeah, the Intercontinental Playoff. Yeah, the Intercontinental Playoff 1, which is of course the United Arab Emirates or Australia versus Peru, to find out who will be in with France, Denmark and Tunisia. And in Group E, in the Intercontinental Playoff 2, the Costa Rica or New Zealand will officially, they'll join Spain, Germany and Japan. So yeah, really, really good draw that, I have to admit. And officially, I'm just having a look at the schedule here for England. So England's schedule looks like this, ladies and gentlemen. Officially, England will start off the World Cup against Iran on the 20th on Monday, the 21st of November, and then they will play the United States of America on Friday, the 25th, before finishing off the group stage on Tuesday, the 29th of November, against either Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. So, yeah, but let me just have a look at some. Let me have a look at those draw again then. So the times are yet to be confirmed, but guys, really, the draw in general, I mean, looks really, really interesting. I mean, we got some really, really interesting ties in there. I mean, got some really, really interesting teams in those in that draw. We got France and Denmark in there. I mean, France, I mean, they really don't need to underestimate Denmark. But I think if they overestimate Denmark, I think that will be a huge mistake. Because Denmark, they are a really good team. I watched them against England. They were very, very dangerous indeed. Back in that European Championship semi-final, it was a very, very tense match. I mean, Denmark, they really came at us with a lot of promise in their attacks. They really gave us a lot to deal with, and I think really it was so close. But I think if we hadn't gotten that lucky goal on the day, I think Denmark might have gone through on penalties. I really do. But again, I think the most exciting game, really, I think that's got to be in Group E. I mean, Spain versus Germany. I mean, those two teams haven't played each other in so long. I think the last time those two sides played each other at a World Cup was back in 2010, the World Cup semi-finals, when Spain beat Germany to go through to the final to play Holland. Yeah, to play Holland. Yeah, also we've got some interesting ties there in Group G. We also got a bit of a rematch there between Brazil and Switzerland, because those two last played each other in Brazil in 2014. Actually, let me have a look at Brazil 2014 World Cup group, because I'm definitely sure some of those teams were in there. Let me have a look. Oh, so we got another rematch as well. Oh, hang on. No, so Switzerland weren't in there the last time. I think. Hang on. When was the last time Brazil played Switzerland? Hang on. Let me have a look. Oh, I think they might have played them in 2018. Yeah, let me have a look. Switzerland. Oh, yes. Yes, it was. Yeah, they did play him in the World Cup. Yeah, played him in the World Cup group last time around. So it's a bit of a repeat for Brazil against Switzerland, really, in the World Cup, because they played them in the 2018 World Cup. Of course, Brazil also be a bit of a rematch versus Cameroon as well, because Brazil played Cameroon in the 2014 World Cup group stage. So, yeah, very interesting. Also, if I remember rightly, also interesting in Group H, because I remember, I think, what was Portugal's? Hang on, Portugal Group. Hang on, Portugal Group World Cup 2010, I think. It's also. Oh, no. Oh, I know there was a Korea. So. Yeah, so definitely it'll be interesting to see how Portugal get on against South Korea, considering how they played against North Korea last time out, winning 7-0 it was. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on against South Korea. Also, for Portugal, I think they played Ghana in the 2014 World Cup, I think it was. I think they did play Ghana at a World Cup. I think it was like ages ago. Though, but also be a bit interesting between Belgium and Croatia. Of course, a World Cup semi-finalist in Belgium against a team that came runners-up in the 2018 World Cup. Very, very interesting for Croatia. So very, very interesting indeed. Indeed. Of course, we've got some interesting ones in Group C. Mexico and Poland. So very, very interesting. That one there. Because, I mean, Mexico, definitely another team you really don't want to underestimate. Got some really good players in that squad. And I've actually saw them play during the 2018 World Cup. They look very promising. So, yeah, really don't want to underestimate them. And Poland, they've got some very good players as well, including the Aston Villa defender Matty Cash, and, of course, Robert Lewandowski up front as well. But, of course, I think with the way England's group has gone, though, guys, I think it's definitely very, very positive for England. I think this could be a group which could see England really dominate. Really, I mean, we haven't played Iran yet, but I think there should be a team where we really should win that. Same against the US, but it will be interesting to see who comes out. That playoff between Scotland, Wales, and Ukraine, definitely very, very interesting. there. Definitely very, very interesting. A mouth-watering tie for England against either Scotland, Wales, or Ukraine. So definitely very, very interesting. And also, guys, the Ghana versus Ukraine versus Uruguay match. Also, I think this will remind a lot of Ghana and Uruguay fans of what happened in 2010 when Luis Suarez steps onto the pitch after what he did in 2010. Memories of a certain handball and got him sent off, and the celebration as well right afterwards. Also, guys, be a bit of history in the making as well. You know that European playoff be interesting for England because they have never faced Scotland, Wales, or Ukraine at a FIFA World Cup. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. A very interesting draw indeed. But anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off here. Thank you all very much for watching this FIFA World Cup 2022 group stage draw. It was a very interesting draw. Even I've got to admit that. I mean, it's very, very interesting. And I think it could also be the start of a very, very interesting FIFA World Cup come November. So, yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. And I will see you later. From me, Football Fan 148. Hope you all have a good evening, guys. I'm off to go play some football. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night, guys. Peace. Look at you.